English Lesson 1 Reading The Piper of Manas. Adapted from Little Indians Stories from Across the Country by Pikanani. A bolt of lightning ripped the sky in half, showing a desolate flooded scene. In that second, Dr. Subendra Bukand saw something on the branch of a tree, barely above water level. He could not believe his eyes. "Take the boat near that tree," he shouted to his companion in the rescue boat. Sure enough, wedged dangerously between the tree trunk and a branch was a baby rhinoceros. The sound of thunder shook the earth, and the furious tide almost overturned their small boat. His companion steadied the boat as Dr. Bukand reached out to the scared animal. Using all his strength, he lifted the calf off the tree. Just then, the branch gave way and fell with a big splash into the water. If they had been a minute late, the baby would have been washed away in the flood. As rain began to fall again, the doctor wrapped the calf in his raincoat and slowly steered the boat back to safety. The baby rhinoceros was lucky. Every monsoon, the mighty Brahmaputra swells and floods Kaziranga National Park. This year it was more severe because of the relentless heavy rains. Most of Kaziranga was under water, and hundreds of animals had been washed away. Among them may have been the mother of this rhino calf. Dr. Bukan, a veterinarian, had come from Assam's other well-known national park, Manas, to help in the rescue operations. Back at the camp, he attended to the rhino calf. The injuries were not serious, but the calf needed close monitoring for the next 48 hours. Coming to a decision, Dr. Bukan got the necessary permissions and took the rhino with him to Manas. His two children, Arnab and Radhika, came running out when their father got home and squealed delightedly to see the calf. Arnab was 10 and Radhika was 5 years old. They had grown up surrounded by animals and were very comfortable with them. The baby rhino looked at them with his little button eyes. "He's so sweet. Look at his pointed ears," said Radhika. "And this little pump on his nose," added Arnab. "That's where the horn will grow." Their father told them, "He is after all a great Indian one-horned rhinoceros." Dr. Bukan took the calf to the stabilization center, where he was to be monitored. He returned home in the evening looking very worried. "What is the matter, Dita?" Arnab asked him. "Is it something about the rhino?" No, nothing. He needs time to adjust, that's all," replied his father. But Dr. Bukan was actually very worried about the rhino. The baby was still under shock. He was just a few weeks old and probably missed his mother. He had to be fed every 3 hours, but giving him a bottle of milk had been a struggle. He had not stirred from his place the whole day, though they had tried their best to get him up and about. The doctor knew that if this went on, the baby would not survive too long. The next day after school, Arnab and Radhika went to see the rhino calf. He was lying down in a corner of the open enclosure. They were told that their father was out on work but was expected back soon. Since he had forbidden the children from ever approaching wild animals on their own, they moved a little away to wait for him. Arnab was learning to play the flute and always carried it with him. He started to play a new tune he had learned that day. The lively folk tune got Radhika dancing and twirling around her brother. Arnab had closed his eyes and was concentrating on the music when he felt Radhika shake him. He stopped playing and opened his eyes. The baby rhino was standing just a few feet away from them. Equally surprised, the rhino moved back a few paces, ready to go back to its corner. Play it again, whispered Radhika. Arnab put the flute to his lips and played the same tune. Again, the calf slowly came near them, bobbing his head and squealing as if enjoying the music. Radhika stroked the rhino's back. Dr. Buchan had returned a few minutes earlier and watched the scene in amazement. It was true that animals responded to music, not just cats and dogs, but even big animals like horses cantered to music, and elephants could even play certain instruments. But he was sure that no one had studied the effect of music on rhinoceros. It was likely that they responded to it. A rhino's hearing is quite sharp and they make a variety of sounds themselves. Or could it be that this particular rhino calf was special? Dutta, cried Radhika, noticing her father. You know what happened just now. Arnab was playing his flute and I was dancing, and the baby rhino came close to us. Isn't that wonderful? Just like the Pied Piper story. It is more fantastic than the story. After all, rhinos are much bigger than mice, replied the dazed doctor. That was when the children decided to name the calf Bahi, which means bamboo flute in Assamia. Dr. Buchan realized there was now a way to get Bahi back to normal. Arnab and Radhika were only too excited to help. Arnab played the flute for Bahi every day. Radhika helped to feed the calf. Soon the baby rhino came running to Arnab every time he heard the flute and, like Radhika, went round and round him as if dancing to the tune. Thank you, Ma. Lesson over.